Tinoku Swakwa Azo Tinora Rano Norugare Tisinga Funutwe Anomutsa Mea Anoti Famisa Banzina Saku Luraba Anoti Famisa Nyangwendi Fame Moriba Antika
Everybody, good evening. Those who are in WhatsApp groups, may you please share the link in WhatsApp groups. Those who are in HANA WhatsApp groups, may you please share the link of this live stream in the WhatsApp groups that you are in. Please share the link in WhatsApp groups, share the link in WhatsApp groups. We are waiting for others to join. As we are waiting for others to join, I just want you to say, Jehovah ndimi mufudzi wangu. Lead me to green pastures, oh God. This week lead me to the green pastures. Chingona matauti mwari ndiendesewo kumafuro manyoro. Wow, welcome my dear friend, my high school friend, Yvonne Mushweshwe. Welcome, welcome. How are you? How are you? Just share the link in our WhatsApp groups. Share the link in our WhatsApp groups. As we are waiting for others to join, Chingoti mwari ndimi mufudzi wangu. Lead me to greener pastures this week. Ndiendesei kumafuro manyoro mwari. In this season, this week. Let's share the live stream. Let's share the live stream. Let's share the live stream. Let's share this live stream. We are waiting for others to come in. We are waiting for others to come in. This week, it's a week of remembrance. It's a week where the Lord is going to remember you. It's a week where we want to pray that the Lord remembers you. We want to pray that the Lord remembers you. There is something that happens when the Lord remembers you. There is something that happens when the Lord remembers you. So this week we want to pray that the Lord remembers you. We want to pray that the Lord remembers you. If you read in the Bible, when the Lord remembered somebody, their lives never remained the same. When the Lord remembered somebody, their lives never remained the same. So this week, we want to pray that the Lord remembers each and everybody who is on this platform. We want to pray that the Lord is going to change the lives of everybody who is on this platform. So I just want you to invite somebody. I just want you to share the live stream. I just want you to share the link as we are getting into our word. I just want you to share the live stream, invite somebody as we are getting ready for our word. Just invite somebody, Chingoti, remember me, Lord, this week. Remember me, oh God, 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 this week. And I want you to know this. I want you to know and realize this. When God remembers somebody, when God remembers somebody, He is not going to come in person Himself to do a miracle in your life, but He's going to use some people. He is going to use people to change your life. He's going to use people to remember you. He's going to use people to be your destined helpers. He's going to use people to elevate you to another level. So as we are saying, God, remember me, we are just saying, God, assign destined helpers in my life. God, assign people who are going to change my life in this season. Assign people into my life who are going to change my life, who are going to elevate me to another level. So as we are praying and we are saying it's a week of remembrance, as we are praying and we are saying it's a week of remembrance, we want to pray that God assigns some people who are going to help you, who are going to be your destined helpers, who are going to elevate you, who are going to lift you, who are going to hold your hand and take you to another level and take you to another position. God is going to assign some people to change your situation. God is going to assign some people who are going to stand in the front line of your battle to fight the battle for you. God is going to assign some people who are going to act as angels in your life, who are going to do things that you never expected. But as we are praying that God remembers us, I want you to be prepared this week. I want you to be prepared this week to be used by God to remember somebody. As we are praying that God remember me, I want you also to be prepared to be used by God to remember somebody. I want you to allow God to use you to remember somebody. I want you to allow God to use you to change somebody's destiny, to hold somebody's hand and say, I'm taking you out of this situation. I'm taking you out of this hole. I'm taking you out of this pit. I want you to get ready this week to be used by God to change somebody, to remember somebody, so that the Lord can also assign some people to remember you. I want you to get ready for this week. I want you to get ready for this week. So our first teaching is going to come from Genesis. Our first teaching is going to come from Genesis. That's our teaching for today. Genesis chapter 39. Genesis chapter 39. Those who have got their Bibles, let's turn our Bibles to Genesis chapter 39. Genesis chapter 39. I'm going to start reading from verse 21. Genesis chapter 39, verse 21. We are going to start our reading from verse 21. Genesis chapter 39, verse 21. Sorry. Genesis chapter 39, verse 21. I had opened Exodus. Genesis chapter 39, verse 21. Let's share the link. Let's share the link. Let's share the link. Genesis chapter 39, verse 21. Genesis chapter 39. Genesis chapter 39, verse 21. Genesis chapter 39, verse 21. Let's turn our Bibles to that scripture. 39, verse 21. The Lord was with him. The Lord was with him. Okay, let's start from verse 19. When his master heard the story, his wife told him, saying, "This is how your slave treated me." He burned with anger. Joseph's master took him and put him in prison, the place where the king's prisoners were confined. But while Joseph was there in the prison, the Lord was with him. He showed him kindness and granted him favor in the eyes of the prison warder. So the warder put Joseph in charge of all those held in the prison, and he was made responsible for all that was done there. The warder paid no attention to anything under Joseph's care, because the Lord was with Joseph and gave him success in whatever he did. that is Genesis chapter 39 verse 21, we are seeing Potiphar sending Joseph to prison, to jail, because the wife had lied that Joseph wanted to rape her. Joseph wanted to sexually molest her. Then Potiphar is sending Joseph to the prison. We want to hear what happens to Joseph while he's in prison. The Bible is saying Joseph found favor in the eyes of the warder, and the warder also put him in charge of everything. From Potiphar's house, Joseph was in charge of everything. Now in prison, Joseph is in charge of everything, and he was successful in everything that he did. He is being given a position of authority even in prison. So Joseph is receiving favor in the eyes of the warder, and is being put in charge of everything in the prison. But we want to hear what happens. Let's read Genesis chapter 40. Genesis chapter 40 from verse 6. When Joseph came to them the next morning, he saw that they were dejected. So he asked the Pharaoh's officials who were in custody with him in his master's house, "Why do you look so sad today? Why do you look so sad today?" Then they answered, "We both had dreams," they answered, "but there is no one to interpret them." Then Joseph said to them, "Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me your dreams." So the chief cupbearer told Joseph his dream. He said to him, "In my dream I saw a vine in front of me, and on the vine were 3 branches. As soon as it budded, it blossomed, and its clusters ripened into grapes. Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes, squeezed them into Pharaoh's cup, and put the cup in his hand. This is what it means," Joseph said to him. "The 3 branches are 3 days. Within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift up your head and restore you to your position, and you will put Pharaoh's cup in his hand, just as you used to do when you were his cup bearer. But when all goes well with you," listen to this, "but when all goes well with you, remember me and show me kindness. Mention me to Pharaoh and get me out of this prison. I was forcibly carried out of the land of the Hebrews, and even here I've done nothing to deserve being put in a dungeon." I want you to notice one thing about Joseph. Joseph is in prison. He is in prison for being accused of trying to sexually molest Potiphar's wife. Potiphar is a servant to Pharaoh at this time, and Joseph is in prison because he had been accused of trying to sexually molest the wife of Potiphar. And even in prison, I want you to listen to what Joseph says to this cupbearer, to Pharaoh's cupbearer. They had a dream. The cupbearer and the baker, they all had a dream while he's in prison. They all had a dream, and the dream was and Joseph was a dreamer. And he was also an interpreter, which is the gift for which his brothers hated him, up to the point of selling him to these strangers. So while he's in prison, Joseph interprets the dreams of the cupbearer and the dream of the baker, and he interprets the dreams in a way that the interpretation that he gave came to pass. The interpretation that he gave, it manifested in the lives of these two servants of Pharaoh. So now Joseph is saying, "But when it shall be well with you, when you get out of this prison, remember me. Remember me. When you get out of prison, please remember me and mention my name to Pharaoh." Mention my name to Pharaoh. Imagine muno ari mujere, but arikuti kana wabuda muno mujere, he doesn't want his name to be mentioned to Potiphar. He doesn't want his name to be mentioned to just civilians. He doesn't want his name to be mentioned to every Jack and Jew out there. He is saying, "Kanawa anaboti ndaonotaurawo zita rangu kana kumachinda amambo, ndaonotaurawo zita rangu kana kuneva nozivana namambo ayewa." Joseph arikuti kana wabuda muno mujere, mention my name to Pharaoh, and aunotaura zita rangu kuna mambo pachezvake. Kana wabuda muno mujere, please, and aunotaurawo zita rangu kwa mambo. Akuti handina basa nazvo kuti ndapinzirwa mujere moshaya ndisina kupara, but kana wabuda muno usataura zita rangu kuzvivanhu zvisina basa, usanotaura zita rangu kuvanhu vemanga-manga. Remember me and mention my name to Pharaoh. Taurawo zita rangu kwa mambo, taurawo zita rangu kumunhu ane authority inogona kundibudisa muno mandakaiswa. So this week as I was praying, I was just praying kuti Mari mazita yavana vangu vehana ngataurwewo in positions of authority. Let their names be mentioned in places of authority. Let their names be mentioned in places of influence. Let their names be mentioned where it matters. Because they Joseph akatenda unotaura zita rangu kuna Potiphar igona utoti uyu ngaorari mumujere afiremo. Dai Joseph akatenda unotaurawo zita rangu kune vamwe vanhu kumachinja amapo vaigona kuti isusu tinowirirana na Potiphar ngaorari mumujere. But Joseph anoziva authority inogona kumuburitsa mujere. He knows the authority that can bring him out of prison. That's why he's saying, mention my name to Pharaoh. Pharaoh ndiye ega munhu anogona kundibudisa mujere. Pharaoh ndiye ega munhu anogona kundibudisa musituation yandinayo. So we want and I want you to realize this. Potiphar achiisa Joseph mujere haana kuziva kuti he is strategically positioning Joseph for divine supernatural intervention yanga ichazosimudza Joseph kumuisa even above him. Potiphar achiendesa Joseph kujere akati zvapera ari kuorera kujere ikoko haana kuziva kuti mujere maakumuisa he is strategically positioning him for a position that is even above his own position. Ndichitaura right now tine vanhu vakakandwa mumajere nevamwe vanhu spiritually, tine vanhu vakaiswa mune mamwe positions anorwadza nevamwe vanhu, and they are thinking to themselves, it's over, tadila navo, they are going to rot, their life is going to be like this forever. But havasi kuziva kuti pavakakutsveta ipapo, they have strategically positioned you for a higher position, for a position of authority, for a position of influence. So kusangana kwa Joseph na Beka na cupbearer wa Pharaoh, it's God's plan to elevate Joseph. Aisi coincidence kuti Joseph anopinda mujere osangana na cupbearer wa Pharaoh, osangana na Beka wa Pharaoh. Zvaingoitirwa kuti zita ra Joseph rizonotaurwa kuna Pharaoh. So my sister, I'm here to tell you, pauri ipapo, you are strategically positioned. Mugomba mavaka kukanta imomo, they have strategically positioned you. Mu situation ya uri yoyo, they have strategically positioned you. God is going to elevate you uri pauri ipapo. Tine vanhu vakakandwa zvirwere vari muchipatara right now on their sick beds, but muchipatara imomo I just want you to pray kuti Mwari imo muno muhospital mantiri pabedi pantiri ipo pano, let it be my strategic position for elevation, let it be my position for elevation, let it be my strategic position for you to raise me, for you to elevate me. Imagine kuti mujere Joseph haasi kufunga zvekuti ndaakuparara ndiri munomu. Ari mujere Joseph haasi kufunga kuti ndichafira muno ndakandwa muno na Potiphar, munhu ane authority ane position muno muEgypt. But ari kuti ndinobuda ende ndichibuda muno, I don't want to go anywhere but I'm going to the palace. Saka kana waenda unditaurawo zita rangu kuna Pharaoh. Usataura zita rangu kuvanhu vasina basa. Uri mujere imomo, uri mu situation ya uri iyoyo, I want you to believe that you are strategically positioned by God. zvavatokuitira izvozvo ngavatoziva kuti they have strategically positioned you. Do you know kuti kune vamwe vanhu vakapositionwa munzvimbo dzaivava, munzvimbo dzaibaya, nekuti Mwari vanga vane shungu dzekuvasunda nekuvanzwisa hasha dzekuti vaite chimwe chinhu vabude munzvimbo yavanga vari. Ndakamboloja pamwe pamba pakandipa shungu nehasha dzekuti I no longer want to be a tenant and ndakuda kuva landlord. Ipapo uchishungurudzwa na landlord, ipapo uchishungurudzwa nemamwe maloja. I want you to understand that it's God who has strategically positioned you there. Kukupa shungu dzekuti ndoda kutenga stand yangu, ndoda kuvaka yangu imba ndigare mumba mangu musina munhu anotishungurudza. So I want you to take whatever situation you are in, whatever position that you are in right now, and whatever is going on in your life as a strategic position by God, a strategic positioning by God. Do you know kune vanhu vari kushungurudzwa kumabasa kwavanoshanda, but vari kutadza kuzviona kuti Mwari vane zvavari kuda kuita. Mwari vane message yaari kutraya kumupa kuti no, pauri hapasiripo. I only strategically positioned you here kuti unzwe shungu, kuti unzwe hasha dzekuita move on to the next level. Joseph ari kuzvinzwa Mari kuti I'm not a prison material, I'm not a jail material, I am a palace material. I'm destined for the palace. Saka kana wabuda kunze uko iwewe cupbearer, please don't mention my name to any Jack and Jew. Mention my name to the king, mention my name to Pharaoh. But bata shoko ra David ra Joseph achitanga kutaura na cupbearer akati kana wabuda, please remember me. Kana wabuda muno mujere, please remember me. Yes, God has used me to interpret your dream, but iwewe okana wabuda, please. And I will not mention now muma positions and authority. And I will not mention now kuvan vanogona kuntibudisa mugombara ndiri rinoiri. Ishu yanga iri kuti uzondirangarirawo. Kana wabuda muno uzondirangarirawo. To the cupbearer, Joseph is a nobody. Aisa hama yake munhu wangu sanganawo naye mujere. But kana wabuda, please ndirangarirewo. Kana wabuda, remember me. My God, this week I am praying. This week I am praying that kune vanhu vari pano vakagona kuinterpreta madreams evamwe vanhu. Kune vanhu vari pano they are a reason for somebody's success, they are a reason for somebody's elevation. But wabatsira umwe munhu ukamunyurura mugomba, wabatsira umwe munhu ukamunyurura musituation yaanga ari, akanokukanganwa. They didn't even remember you. They didn't even remember you, yet you interpreted so many people's dreams. Do you know there are some people who are very good at interpreting some people's dreams. Joseph interpreted the cupbearer's dream. Akati kana wabuda unazontirangarirawo. How many people's dreams did you interpret? Vanhu vankani vakabatsira kuinterpreta ma dreams avo. Vanhu vankani vakabatsira kuti vashike level right now. When you look at them, you say, ndini ndakavabatsira, ndini ndakainterpreta their dream to be where they are today. But vakukanganwa. But manero anasi, I'm here I have been praying, and this is my prayer this week. Kana pane munhu wakambo interpretera dream rake, kwaari ikoko Mwari ngavaita kuti akurangarire. Kwaari ikoko Mwari ngavaita kuti zita rako riuyewo mupfungwa dzake, kuti munhu yakainterpretawo dream rangu akandidzosera pachinzvimbo changu. Because interpretation ya Joseph ndo yakadzosera cupbearer paposition yake mupalace. How many dreams did you interpret? How many dreams did you interpret? May those people remember you. May those people mention you in positions of influence. May those people mention you in places that matter the most. So Joseph arikuti kana wabuda muno, kana wazobuda muno, please mention my name kuna Pharaoh. Kana interpreta o dream rako kana zvazoita, when it shall be well with you, please mention my name to Pharaoh. When it shall be well with you, please mention my name in positions that matter. Mention my name in places of influence. Mention my name in places where my God, I don't know if I'm talking to somebody. I don't know if I'm talking to somebody. But Vikirino kune muna charangarirwa. Vikirino marivane wavachanoita kuti zita rako rigare mupfungwa dzake. This week God is going to cause somebody to remember you. This week marivane zvavachaita zvichaita kuti umwe munhu akurangarire. Mumwe munhu anga akakukanganwa akambobatsira akurangarire. But still on this note, neweo kune vanhu vakagona kuinterpreta dream rako kuti unga uri pauri right now. Kune vamwe vanhu vakagona kuinterpreta dream rako. Kune vamwe vanhu vanongokuitira zvakanaka kana kuti vakambokuitirawo zvakanaka mukati meupenyu hwako. So I was saying, if you want God to assign some people who are going to remember you, if you want God to assign some people who are going to elevate you, I want you to be used by God to remember somebody. I want you to be used by God to elevate somebody. So I'm saying, iwewe unevanu vakagona kuinterpreta dream rako, unevanu vakakubatsira, unevanu vakakusimudza kuti usvike palevel rauri roriri. What is my message to you this week? I'm saying, find just one person in your life, who was able to interpret your dream. One person who helped you to be where you are right now. One person wakuti ukafunga nezvaakakuitira unoti, but they are siri ningi, dai ndisiri pantiri panapa. They are siri ningi, dai ndakaparara. They are siri ningi, dai ndisiri pabasa pantiri izvezvi. They are siri ningi, dai ndisina kuenda kuchikoro. They are siri ningi, dai ndakaparara ndiri mujerema ndanga ndiri. I just want you to find one such person in your life. One such person in your life. Do you know kuti vamwe vevaniva vava vanogona kunge vari vanhu vari very simple, vanogona kunge vari vanhu vasina kana any position inotyisa, but vakakubatsira zvemhando yepamusoro mukati meupenyu hwako. Anogona kunge ari maid chaiko akambokushandira akarera vana vako vese kusvika vakura asina kana chaakanganisa, asina kana mhiko dzaangamboita pavana vako. Because these days it's very normal and it's very common kuti unotsvaga maid agogona usiya akukanganisira vana, but anogona kunge ari maid akakubatsira akakurerera vana vako akava instilla some values in them, aka instilla some morals in them. I just want you to remember that person. I just want you to remember them and do something for them. Chingoshandiswa naMwari kunosimudza umwe munhu, chingoshandiswa naMwari kurangarira umwe munhu, chingoshandiswa naMwari kuitira umwe munhu chinhu chakanaka. So I'm just saying, just find one person. Just find one person that you are going to remember this week. One person wakuti uchamutsvaga, ugomutsvaga kana phone number dzake kana ugomushanyira, and just do something good, something that they never expected, something that they never dreamt of. Just do it for them. Just do it for them. And it has been my prayer. It has been my prayer. Kuvane zuro manero kuti Mwari, whoever wese ari pano pa platform wa muchashandisa kurangarira umwe munhu, wese ari pano pa platform wa muchashandisa kuitira umwe munhu chinhu chakanaka, Mwari na iye omurangarirei. And I've been praying, and it has been my prayer point kuti not just a single blessing. I want you to bless everybody who is going to do that with a tenfold blessing. Varangarirei Mwari, tenfold blessing upon them. Vaitirei a tenfold blessing. Achirangarira umwe munhu Mwari mimi murangarirei. We had a testimony of a lady, when I preached the message of doing something good for somebody, mukadzi yakataura kati, I took one pair yeshangu dzangu ndikapa umwe munhu, ndamupa. When I went to the mall, ndakawana bhutsu dzandaidisisa dziri at a very low price on special zvekuti ndakakwanisa kutenga 10 pairs dzeshangu idzodzo. So I'm just saying to somebody, as you remember somebody, uchirangarira umwe munhu, Mwari ngavakuzvambure ne a 10-fold blessing. Mwari ngavakuropafadze ne a 10-fold blessing. Just remember somebody. Just remember somebody this week. Just remember somebody akambokuitira chinhu chakanaka, munhu akambokubatsira, munhu akambogona kuinterpreta dream rako. Unoziva kusara nevana kumba uchiklina mumba uchibika, ikoko kugona kuinterpreta dream reumwe munhu, because dai anga asipo waienda here kubasa, dai anga asipo vana waivasiyanani kumba. So I'm just saying, remember somebody, ungomitira chinhu chakanaka, chimbochemedza umwe munhu nemufaro this week. Chaga one munhu akambokuitira zvakanaka muupenyu hwako, wauchanochemedza nemufaro, zvanga asina kumbotarisira, zvanga asina kumbonamatira, zvanga asina kumbofungira. Wongosvika kuti, I just came to say thank you. I just came to say thank you. You interpreted my dream. I just come to say thank you. You helped me. I don't know if I'm ministering to somebody. I don't know if I'm ministering to somebody. I know many times we expect to receive. I know so many times we expect to receive, but we are not ready to give. We are not ready to give. But this week, my message and my prayers this week are just give and receive a 10-fold blessing. Just give and receive a 10-fold blessing. Remember somebody and be remembered 10 times. Remember somebody and be remembered 10 times. This week, evangelist, this week I'm going to do something. This week I'm going to do something. This week I'm going to be used by God to remember somebody. This week God is going to use me to elevate somebody. Do you know kuti pane vamwe vanhu vakambokubatsira muupenyu hwako, but kwavari izvezvi umwe munhu haasi kugona kuafforda even a single meal. Umwe munhu pamwe akabva pauri akazonoroorwa, haasi kukwanisa kana kutengera mwana a pair of shoes kwaakaroorwa, haasi kukwanisa kutengera mwana porridge zvaro serelak rekuti mwana adye. I'm just saying, remember somebody. Remember somebody. Chingoshandiswa naMwari this week kungorangarira umwe munhu akambokuitirawo chakanaka muupenyu. Baba vangu vane message yavakamboparidza vakati vaitaura nyaya yekuti vanhu vane moyo wakanaka, vanhu vanoitira vanhu zvinhu zvakanaka, usually they are disheartened because of lack of gratitude from the people that they helped. Kune vanhu vane moyo wekuitira vanhu zvinhu zvakanaka, but vanohoreswa moyo nekuda kwevanhu vanoitira but vasingazoshowi any gratitude. Do you know kuti even munhu akakubatsira with the list of things that you can ever think of, anoto expect some gratitude from you, anoto expect kuti ungomuti thank you. Ndikutaura even kune vanhu vekuti maybe you have got a house help, you have got a gardener pamba pako. Do you ever in your life kuvaudza nemuromo wako kuti mufunge makanti koshera, mufunge dei musipo andisi kuti ndaiita sei, mufunge munotigonera? Have you ever said thank you to your house help? Have you ever said thank you to your gardener? Okwauri ndinovapa mari saka what's the need of telling them kuti makandi koshera? Ndinovapa mari saka what's the need yekuvatenda? But they also need that. They also need that, and they expect that from you. Who is going to remember somebody this week? Who is going to remember somebody this week? Who is going to remember somebody? Who is going to remember somebody this week? So let's read Genesis chapter 41. Toda kuona kuti did this cup bearer akazomurangarira here Joseph? This cup bearer akazorangarira here Joseph? Sekukumbira kwa Joseph kuti kana wazobuda, please mention my name to Pharaoh. So let's read Genesis chapter 41 from verse 9. Genesis chapter 41 from verse 9. Then the chief cupbearer said, let's start from verse 8. In the morning his mind was troubled, so he sent for all the magicians. He sent for all the magicians and wise men of Egypt. Pharaoh told them his dreams, but no one could interpret for him. Then the chief cupbearer said to Pharaoh, today I am reminded of my shortcomings. Today I am reminded of my shortcomings. Pharaoh was once angry with his servants, and he imprisoned me and the chief baker in the house of the captain of the guard. Each of us had a dream the same night, and each dream had a meaning of its own. Now a young Hebrew was with us, a servant of the captain of the guard. We told him our dreams, and he interpreted them for us, giving each man the interpretation of his dream. And things turned out exactly as he interpreted them to us. I was restored to my position, and the other man was impelled. So Pharaoh sent for Joseph, and he was quickly brought from the dungeon. When he had shaved and changed his clothes, he came before Pharaoh. So after some time, after 2 years, cupbearer atodzoserwa pa position yake. This is happening 2 years after the cupbearer had been restored to his position. 2 years zese, the cupbearer never remembered Joseph. 2 years zese cupbearer anakumborangarira request ya Joseph yekuti please kana wazobuda and auno mention zita rangu kuna mambo. But all this was the strategy of God. All this was the strategy of God. Maybe if the cupbearer had mentioned Joseph's name before Pharaoh had this dream, it was not going to work, because hakuna dream yaida kuinterpretwa panguva iyoyo. Saka Joseph was not needed for all these 2 years. So the cupbearer is now mentioning Joseph's name at a time when his name matters, at a time when his services really matter the most to Pharaoh. Because the Bible is saying all the magicians had failed to interpret Pharaoh's dreams, meaning they had reached a dead end. They had reached a dead end. Nobody could interpret the dream. And that at that particular time, at the time when it matters most, the cupbearer remembers Joseph. May this season, this week from today, may it be the time where your services are going to matter the most to somebody. May your services mean 1,000 things to somebody this season and this week. Listen, we said Joseph was a dreamer, and Joseph had a gift of interpreting dreams. There are some things that you are very good at. There are some gifts that God gifted you with that cannot be found in anybody else. There are some services that you can offer that cannot be offered by anybody. May God strategically position you. And may God create a situation where your services are going to matter the most. May God create a situation where only your name, where only your services can be the solution to the problem that is at hand. Mwari gavano create a problem yakuti iwewe wega zvaunogona iwewe zvino matter the most. Hakuna akagona kuinterpreta dream ra Pharaoh. Pharaoh anga ane ma-magicians, anga ane ma astrologers, people who could read the stars, who could read the moon, who could read the sun, who could interpret dreams, magicians who could perform various miracles, but they failed to interpret. They failed to interpret Pharaoh's dream at this particular time. Why was it like that? So that the cupbearer, the cupbearer could remember Joseph. So that the Lord could bring the cupbearer to remembrance of the services that Joseph offered to him in prison. So I'm praying, and it's my prayer this week. It is my prayer this week. May those things that you are very good at, your qualifications matter the most to that company. May your qualifications matter the most to that person. May your qualifications matter the most to that business. Parikubvundunyurwa ma-CV, parikubvundunyurwa ma-resume, pavanosvika pane rako ngavapointe vati this is exactly what we are looking for. This is exactly what we are looking for. Zvikanzi nakapbearer, nhasi ndarangarira mhosva dzangu. Tiri mujere patakamboiswa mujere namambo. Kwanga kuine a Hebrew boy who was there in prison with us, and tese takarota hope. Mukomana uyu akagona kuinterpreta hope dzedu tese. Sekuinterpreta kwaakaita ndizvo zvakaitika. Saka mambo haikonai kushungurudzika. Mukomana uyu anogonesa kuinterpreta my dreams. May somebody recommend you. May somebody recommend your qualifications. May somebody recommend your capabilities. May somebody recommend what you have, the gift that you have. For 2 years, hapana kuitika situation yekuti ma services a Joseph aidikanwa. For 2 years hakuna kuitika situation yekuti cupbearer aigona kurangarira Joseph. But musi unorota Pharaoh hope, service ya Joseph inotsvagwa, gift ya Joseph ino matter the most. Mwari ngavano create a situation. Mwari ngavano create a situation yekuti unotsvagwa. Mwari ngavano create a situation yekuti your name is going to be recommended. Your qualifications are going to be recommended. May you be remembered this week. May you be remembered this week. Ngapaite munhu anoti nhasi ndarangarira mhosva dzangu. Nasi ndarangarira kukanganisa kwangu. The cupbearer says nasi ndarangarira kukanganisa kwangu. Kune munhu akagona kuinterpreta dream rangu. Kune munhu akagona kundibatsira. Kune munhu akagona kundiburisa mujere through interpretation, but ndakamukanganwa. Gakuite munhu wawakainterpreta hope dzako, hope dzake anonomentionawo zita rako paunodiwa, anonomentionawo zita rako where you are going to matter the most. So like I said, Potiphar achisa Joseph mujeri. Kwaari wanga uri utsinye, kwaari yanga iri punishment. Haana kuziva kuti it's a strategic position yaamuisa yekuti asangane nevanhu vanonomingla na Pharaoh in the palace. Amisa mu position ine vanhu vanogona kuzonomechena zita rake in the palace. And it came to pass after 2 years. It came to pass after 2 years. Kuti zita ra David rinomentionwa in the palace. So like I said in the beginning, I want, wherever you are, whatever you are going through, whatever situation you are in, I just want you to say, God, let this be a strategic position. I don't know what you have in store for me. I don't know the miracle that you are brewing for me, but I believe that this is a strategic position. Even if there are thorns in my flesh, even if it's painful, even if it's hard, even if I'm crying these tears of pain, but let this be a strategic position. Let this be a strategic position for me. Joseph ana chimwe chakaisirwa mujere na Potifa. Akangoisirwa kuti cup bearer azive kuti kune munhu anogona kuinterpreta ma dreams, so that musi unorota Pharaoh hope Joseph anotsvagwa. Auna kuiswa mu position iyoyo kungoti urwadziwe ucheme, but you are in that situation for a reason. You are in that situation for a purpose. It's a strategic position, and God is going to remember you, and God is going to elevate you. I'm saying Joseph anakwisirwa mujere kuti angorwadziwa. Joseph anakwisirwa mujere kuti aore ari imomo, but Joseph akaisirwa mujere kuti cup bearer achadzokera kunoseva Pharaoh azive kuti mujere mune murume muHebrew arimo anogona kuinterpreta hope, kuitira kuti musi unorota Pharaoh hope Joseph atsvagwe. I don't know if I'm talking to somebody. There was a time I was in so much pain. There was a time I was in so much agony. I would cry every day. I would go to my prayer altar, and at times I couldn't say a word. All I could do was to weep. All I could do was to groan on my altar. And I would ask God, Mary, why am I in this situation? Why am I going through all this pain? Why am I in this battle? Panguva idzodzo Mwari havana kundidaira. Panguva idzodzo ndakangofunga kuti ndiri kungorwadziswa just for the mere reason yekurwadziswa. But I didn't know that God was grooming me. I didn't know that God was teaching me. I didn't know that God was refining me for a purpose. Right now, it's when I'm looking back at that pain. It's when I'm looking back at everything that I went through, and I'm saying, God, so this was the reason. So this is why I was going through all that pain. You were training me. You were pruning me so that I could counsel other ladies, so that I could pray and intercede for other ladies in the same situation that I was in. Listen to me. Mwari havango kukande mugomba kuti ungorwadziwa. Even muvengi wako akange ndiye akukanda mugomba, azvisi kuti zvekuti ungorwadziwa, but there is something that God wants to bring out of you. There is something that God wants to purify inside you. May this be a season. May this be a season where people are going to remember you. May this be a season where your name is going to be mentioned in places that matter. Ajinabasa is 10 years after wa interpreted dream re umwe munhu. Ajinabasa is 20 years wa interpreted dream re umwe munhu. But all I'm saying is, Mwari ngava kurangarire. Ngakuitika situation inoita kuti munhu yeye akurangarire. Ngakuitika situation inoita kuti zita rako ritaurwewo panzvimbo dzinechekuita neelevation yako, panzvimbo dzinechekuita nekusimudza upenyu hwako. I was just thinking as I was reading, tikati dai cup bearer akangoti achisvika mupalace achiti mambo kune mukomana ari kujeruka anogona kuinterpreta madreams. Zvingadei zvakabatsira here muupenyu hwaJoseph panguva iyoyi, because panguva iyi Joseph haana basa. Pharaoh haana hope dzaarota dziri kuda interpretation. It was God's strategy. It was God's strategy kuti ngarirege kutaurwa kusvika panguva yazvinenge zvakakodzera zvakakosha kuti ritaurwe. It was only after 2 years. It was only after 2 years that Joseph's gift of interpreting dreams mattered the most in the palace. May this season be a season where your name, where your gift, where your qualifications are going to matter the most above every other qualification, above all the qualifications. Azvinabasa kuti kune vanhu vanogona vanema qualifications anogona kuoccupy that position in that company, but magicians nema astrologers vakatotadza kuinterpreta dream iroro varipo. Ngakuite kukundikana kwevanhu vari readily available to interpret that dream kuti iwewe upinde panzvimbo, kuti iwewe upinde paposition. So like I said, this week allow God to use you. Allow God to use you to remember somebody. And as you remember, I just said one person. I said one person. If you can remember 3 people, if you can remember 5 people, it's okay. But I said one person. It could be your house, your akamboita 10 years ago. It could be ameno. Anybody akambokubatsira, anybody akambokuitira uchunhu chakanaka muupenyu wako. I just want you to remember them this week. And my prayer is, as you remember that person, may the Lord God remember you. As you interpret the dream of that person, may the Lord interpret your dream. Remember, Joseph interpreted the dream of the cupbearer, and the cupbearer helped Joseph to interpret his dream that he had back there when he was in his father's house, back there when he was in his own land. It is this cupbearer who helped Joseph to interpret that dream. Joseph had a dream whereby his brothers and his father and his mother were bowing down to him. His brothers could not interpret, could not bring that dream to manifestation. His own father could not bring that dream to manifestation. But the cupbearer, by just mentioning Joseph's name to Pharaoh, helped Joseph to interpret that dream. Helped that Joseph's dream came to manifestation. Because when Joseph was called by Pharaoh, Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's dream. He said there are going to be 7 years of bumper harvest, of good harvest. But after these 7 years of good harvest, 7 years of severe famine are coming. So, Pharaoh, it would be wise for you to pass 7 years of bumper harvest. For those 7 years of good harvest, you store some grain, you store some food, so that when the 7 years of famine, when the 7 years of drought come, you have enough to sustain all the people. And Pharaoh says, can we find any man who is wiser than this man, who could interpret a dream that even my magicians could not interpret? I am giving you that position. I'm giving you that authority to gather food, to gather the grain, and to be overseer over the grain even during the years of famine. And During those years of famine, it is the time when Joseph's brothers are now coming and they are bowing down to Joseph. So Joseph's dream comes to manifestation. Joseph's dreams come to pass because the cupbearer has mentioned his name to the king. I don't know who is going to mention your name. I don't know who is going to mention your name. I don't know who is going to mention your name this week, but may your name be mentioned in positions of influence. May your name be mentioned in positions where it matters the most. May your qualifications, that resume of yours, yakwe yoyo, may it be the very thing, the very qualification that they've been looking for. May your qualifications matter the most in this season. May your gift matter the most in this season. May somebody remember you. May somebody remember you. May somebody remember you. May somebody mention your name. May that person that you interpreted their dreams, may they remember you, and may they mention your name in positions of influence. And may you be used by God to interpret somebody's dream. May you be used by God to bring to manifestation somebody's dream. May God use you this week to bring somebody's dream into manifestation. May you be used by God to bring somebody's dream into manifestation. I don't know what the dream is. Maybe dream racho ndere kutengera umwe munhu akambokubatsira, maybe something. I don't know. May you be used by God to interpret somebody's dream. And may you interpret it at a time when it matters the most. And may your own dream be interpreted. May your own dream come into manifestation this season. In Jesus' mighty name. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me for this live stream. May God bless you. May God use you mightily this week to bring somebody's dream into manifestation. May God use you mightily this week to bring somebody's dream into manifestation. Vamwe vedu tine vanhu vatishandira for so many years, but hatisati tambovaitira chinhu chinovachemedza nemufaro. I just want you to interpret that person's dream. Chimbomuchemedzawo misodzi yekufara. Chimbomuchemedzawo misodzi yekufara. Zvasina umbofungira, zvasina umbonamatira, zvasina umborota. Thank you. Thank you. I love you all. God bless you. Let's meet again tomorrow. Let's meet tomorrow for our midnight. This week is just a week where we are praying that the Lord remembers us. It's a week where we are just praying, God, remember me. Remember me, God. May my name be mentioned in positions that matter. May my name be mentioned in positions that matter this week and this season. God bless you. I love you so much.